Welcome back, science students. Today we're going to deconstruct AKS 9E. It says, develop and use models to explain the changes in sound waves associated with the Doppler effect. So let's mark our key vocabulary first. Develop and use models is going to be our science and engineering practice. I'm going to also mark changes, and it says in particular in sound waves. And then I'm also going to mark the Doppler effect. So let's start with our science and engineering practice. So to develop and use models is going to be to create a visual depiction and to use that visual depiction to explain our understanding. So a visual depiction or a visual representation can be a 3D model, but this could also be a drawing. I could draw out my explanation and then be able to explain specifically what's happening in the phenomena of the Doppler effect. The second key terms we marked were changes in sound waves. And so when we're talking about the Doppler effect, those changes in the sound waves are going to have to do with the frequency. So I'm going to draw an arrow from changes up here, and I'm going to write that there's a clear shift in the sound that we hear. That's really what it's saying when it's saying that there's changes in sound waves. It means that I'm going to be able to definitively tell that there's a difference sometime during this effect of the Doppler effect. I'm going to hear something different from the beginning to the end. Lastly, let's dig into this Doppler effect. So we said that these changes are going to have to do with frequency, and I'm not really great at drawing circles, so I printed out a picture here of the Doppler effect instead. So I want us to kind of talk about how that frequency plays into this particular scenario. We've all probably experienced an ambulance driving by us, and we've probably noticed that the sound sounds different from the time that it's approaching us and the time that it's past us. The noise coming from the ambulance sounds different. So as it's approaching me, I'm going to notice that the frequency is high. The pitch seems higher as it is approaching. So I'm going to record this as high frequency or pitch as the sound approaches. So I've got this high frequency, I've got this high pitched noise as it's headed towards me. And after it's passed me by, I have a lower frequency sound. It sounds like a lower pitch as the ambulance moves away from me. So I'm going to put low frequency slash pitch as the sound moves away. So now we have this visual of the ambulance passing by, and we know that there's going to be a definite change in the sound as it's headed towards me and as it's moving away from me. Let's go ahead and really flesh out what the Doppler effect is. So the Doppler effect is going to be a wave phenomena that is an apparent change in sound due to the wave's frequency So there are two different scenarios where we would experience the Doppler effect, and it has to do either with the movement of the source of the sound, or it has to do with the movement of the one doing the observing. So I'm going to put due to motion of the wave source, or this can be due to motion of the observer. Effect is a phenomena that we experience in our everyday life, even if we didn't know that there was a specific name for it. If you need to pause the video to write any of this down, please do so. If not, have a really great day. Bye-bye.